Hi, and thank you for watching the Focused Gaming's Turn 7 2-tank method with 4 stacks of the Reynolds turn kill video. In this video, I'll explain how we go about our method, especially since turn 7 is a bit of a pain. If the more DPS you have, the more times you have to hold it. We keep our healers positioned by the A mark in the back because that is where the Reynolds will be stacked. And that's where the healers are the only ones designated to cast our voices on the Reynolds once they're stacked. Tank is tanking to the south end of the arena. Bard is puller. Bard will kite until it reaches the A spot. Then they will bind. The healer that has the cursed voice will then position themselves behind it to stone it. As you can see, throughout this time, the DPS near the front and by the tank have to deal with circle blades. As well as circle blades, she does the fireballs that target 2 DPS randomly after and before cursed voices come out. I get the cursed voice, position myself, and that's just what we continue to do until we have a stack of 3 Reynolds. We will hold DPS at 82%. That way we don't push her into the next phase until we have at least a stack of 3 Reynolds. This time seems to be pretty boring for a lot of our DPS. Some of them even go AFK and get drinks in the meantime. But we will continue to go through this method until we have a 3 stack. In the meantime, healers are just keeping the main tank up and keeping everybody else topped off after the fireballs are tossed out. Another cursed voice comes out. Get behind. At this time, we also have the healers call out how many we hit. That way, if we miss one, that means the stack is off and we kill the odd one out. That time, we had 2 get stoned at once, so it's no problem. We keep moving. Third Reynolds spawns. A voice should be following. There's the voice. It's on the scholar. Gets in position. Bard binds. As soon as this voice goes off, they recommence DPS. Now we do this so it doesn't push into phases too fast, or else we start wiping because everything becomes extremely out of order. Voices are still coming out. DPS is still continuing to DPS. Now the main reason we run 2 tanks is for when the Black Mage ad spawns later, which I will explain. At this time, around 80%, the Lamia Death Dancer ad pops out. Our off-tank grabs it, and he will continue to grab ads as we move forward. You have to watch this part. A Shriek is out, which is on our Dragoon. The Shriek needs to be line of sighted by the Reynolds in the middle. So everybody has to stack in the middle, and the person with Shriek goes on the opposite side so the group does not get petrified from the Shriek. But the Shriek also refreshes the timer on the Reynolds who were stoned. In this time, the off tank is going around picking up the other Death Dancer ads that pop up. DPS burn them down and move on to the next spawn. They always spawn in the same order, so we always move around counterclockwise. Voices are still coming out in the meantime, so just make sure you are paying attention to voices and that nobody is in your sight when you are letting it off. And the main reason our off-tank pulls that Lamia Death Dancer up north is so they can line of sight the Shrieks when they come out, and makes it easier on them to the DPS to still DPS and the tank to still tank with the Shrieks coming out. Keep in mind, you don't want to hit Melusine with a voice because she will get damage up stack. So have your tank, if they happen to get a voice, turn around and face the voice out. Not only will it not petrify your entire group, but it won't let her get a stack as well. Remember, you are going to just continue DPS during these phases. As soon as that Shriek has gone off, you DPS down until 59%. keeping voices up on the Raynaud's and moving along. Voices up, healer's going to walk over, make sure that they cast the voice on all 4 Raynaud's. Once it's done, we move out, and at 59%, the archers come out. There's also a shriek during this time, so since the acid is in the middle, we have everybody move towards the front to avoid having to stand in it. At this time, we just focus down 1 Lamia archer at a time. We start on the left-hand side and just move around in a big circle. We have DPS put dots up on the ones on the outside just to keep it moving very smoothly, and everything goes down very quickly. Also remember to keep the voices up on the Raynaud's. Every time a healer gets a voice, they need to be casting it on the 4-stack or they'll wake up and one-shot everybody. Beware standing in those purple circles, for they will poison you while you're standing in them. And at the end, they explode and will one-shot anybody who is standing inside of those circles. Voice goes off, we continue moving forward. And as always, you just continue moving forward, making sure you put your cursed voices onto the Raynaud's. Keep everybody topped off. Another shriek comes out. Person with shriek is going to run across the poison pool around to the back of the Raynaud's. Everybody will LOS it in the middle. As soon as this explodes, everybody spreads back out to their designated positions. At this point, you see the off-tank off to the side. They are preparing for the Black Mage ad to spawn. We hold DPS at this point until we get this shriek that goes off. As soon as the shriek is back there and about to explode, we recommence DPS. Off-tank gets in position. Everybody gets ready for the ad. I throw a bubble down on top of the tank, put eye for an eye on them. We focus down the Black Mage ad. Now at this point with our group, we have to hold DPS and not burn it down too quickly because we need another voice to go off or else the Raynaud's will wake up and kill everyone. So we hold DPS on her. We wait for the voice to go off and the shriek. And then they finish her. Shriek is on me. I wait for the pool to explode. And then I run back quickly to get out of the target circle of the Raynaud's, or else the shriek will completely miss them. Get back into position, and you just continue to burn. Making sure you keep to avoid the poison pools on the middle circle. Voices go off. Make sure you keep hitting all 4 of them so they don't wake up. Shrieks are still going out. People will make sure you LOS the shrieks. At this point, venom comes out. You need to immediately dispel the venom on whoever it comes on, or else the entire group continues to get a small AoE poison tick if you don't dispel it right away. And at this time as well, Millicene is also using petrifaction, which will petrify your entire raid party. So when you see her doing it, you need to face away. She got that move from the Lamia Black Mage when it came out. As soon as it dies, Melusine picks that ability up. So you need to make sure you look away anytime you see Petrifaction being casted. Venomous Tail comes out. Make sure you dispel it right away. And keep moving until you finish her. If you have any questions about percentages or why we stop our DPS when we do, please message me or comment below and we will make sure we handle that.